everybody, to the Superhumanistic podcast, where we talk about all things health, wellness, and longevity. Thank you for joining us today. We are your hosts. I'm David.
I'm Jessica.
Make sure that you hit that follow and subscribe button on this podcast so you never miss another episode. We put out one episode a week on Saturdays. Follow Superhumanistic on YouTube and Instagram. And make sure that you share this podcast with someone that you love that is also on a health and wellness journey. Last week, we talked about the 6 habits you want to break if you want to avoid joint inflammation, just really all around joint trouble, issues with your tendons. So if you want to learn more about that, go back and listen to last week's episode. This week, we are going to be talking about plants.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. We're plant owners or parents, as they say, right? But really looking into what is it about plants? Why is it beneficial for our health to have plants in our home? So what are the plants doing for us? And how many should we actually have in our home?
Yeah, we're going to jump into how plants just aren't for aesthetics. They can actually improve air quality. They can lower your stress levels. And they can also just improve overall longevity. So we're going to jump into that topic today.
Yeah, so we're going to start first with how many plants we should have. I'm a very number person. If you tell me something exact, then I'm like, okay, I got it. Now I know what to do. So according to research from environmental health experts, a good rule of thumb is to have one medium-sized plant per 100 square feet of space.
Yeah, that's actually, if my calculations are correct, I'm not a math guy or anything, but you're looking at about 10 plants per 1,000 square feet of home. So that's basically, though, what you're looking for in terms of what studies are showing, that you're going to see those noticeable benefits, such as that improved air quality, also increased humidity, and then those psychological effects as well.
Yeah. So here's actually the nuance in it. Air cleansing claims from early NASA studies were actually based on sealed chambers, and our homes actually have the ventilation. So with that, you have open doors, maybe kids going in and out all the time, or pets going in and out of your house all the time. So there's that open ventilations. Plants do help and are good for our homes, but it doesn't replace those air purifiers that we can get as well.
Yeah, you want to think of plants as part of a whole health ecosystem that you're trying to provide a solution with, along with other things as well, as you mentioned, air purifiers or something like that. Mm-hmm. I know we like to use the things that throw steam.
Humidifiers. Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, we like to use humidifiers as we sleep at night. That just helps kind of keep our nostrils and lips moist as we sleep, especially during the winter months when it can get pretty dry. But so plants can be a part of that whole solution for you, but also those stress reducing and the psychological benefits as well.
Right. So moving into what plants can actually do for us. So with plants in our home, we do actually get the better air quality to a degree. Plants remove some of those volatile organic compounds. So we're looking at things like benzene, formaldehyde, and trichloroethyl.
Some big words.
Yes, some really big chemical words there. But they show up in our furniture, our paint, different cleaning products that we're using around the home. So plants absorb those chemicals for us.
Yeah, even if the effect isn't super dramatic there, it's going to help a little bit, and every little bit helps, as they say, especially when it comes to increasing the humidity in your home. That's going to help if you live in a dry climate or you have some respiratory issues as well.
Yeah, very true. And then I feel the biggest benefit that I've noticed with having more plants around, especially when it's visible to us, is that lower stress and better mental health. Study after study actually does show that interacting with nature, even if it's inside nature, it lowers our cortisol. Looking at greenery has shown to reduce stress as well in as little as 5 minutes.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our next topic there. Why wouldn't you have these plants in your workspace as well? So it's important to also think about improving your workspace with plants, whether you're an employee or you're a leader of a business where you can take some money out of your budget to help put some plants around the office, because what that's going to do is really support your employees. That's going to help increase productivity. Studies have shown that increases your job satisfaction and really just improves focus. So that's going to be more productive.
Yeah, and that leads into our next benefit of having plants around, whether it be at home in like your office or just around your house or at work as well, is you have that boosted creativity and productivity. So plants improve creativity up to 15%, according to some workplace studies. And then, there is just something about that presence of plants in our homes or work or wherever, having like those organic forms that stimulates our brains.
It's the biophilic effect.
There.
I love that word. I like the biophilic effect word, but we're just wired that way. I know we like to take walks in nature often and just be out in nature in general. Just look out the window and look at the grass or the lake or something like that, which always just makes you feel more calm. So plants can help be a part of that as well by bringing them into your home. They're going to make you feel more connected to nature. You're going to be calmer, clearer, and just more creative. So that's why you should bring that connection indoors with plants.
Yeah, and think back to like when we were kids, even, going outside and playing. Like I would make up some weird games or weird scenarios. Like I was an archaeologist one time when my parents were like adding on to our home as a young child, and they had to like dig deep for the foundation of the home. I was like this archaeologist going on an adventure looking for fossils throughout. So it's like you create these stories, and that creativity is there when we do allow ourselves to be back in that nature. The longevity through stress reduction as well, like hello, let's increase our lives, right? It actually does play a role here.
Yeah, it's super important to create your own environment. We are the creators of our environment and our lives, so longevity, as you mentioned, is super important as a part of all that. Whenever you introduce plants into your home, you're going to lower your stress, which equals lower inflammation, and lower inflammation just really equals that long-term health as we age. So really putting those plants in your environment supports a calmer nervous system, and that really matters big time when it comes to longevity and your long-term health.
Yeah, so true.
All right, so let's give people a cheat sheet. Here are some great plants to start with. And I'm not sure what we have. I think we got them at IKEA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not one in here at the moment. We might need to get more.
We need to up our plant game.
As well. So you might want to make note of these as well.
Down, yes.
So snake plant, tough, low maintenance, decent air purification. I know that's what we want, is a tough, low maintenance plant. That helps keep them alive. A spider plant is another popular one. That's a non-toxic and great for air quality. Also the peace lily, which loves shade, good humidity booster on that one. And then the pothos, that grows like crazy and is basically indestructible. And then aloe vera, that's aesthetically clean. Also bonus is the healing goo that comes out of it. I know when I was growing up, my grandma always kept an aloe vera plant around the house, so did my mom, and that was pretty much a cure-all for anything. You got a problem? Put some aloe vera on it.
Yep, exactly. Got a little sunburn because you're outside playing. Let's get some aloe vera. So really, it's kind of based on your lifestyle, right? Like thinking about us in general, like we do like to travel and we try to like go do things even if it's just on the weekends. Throughout the week we're super busy with working and then going to the gym a lot. So thinking about your own lifestyle and how much you're able to care for the plants. Maybe you're forgetful, guilty myself of this, or just are, again, busy and traveling a lot. You're wanting to get more plants that are easier to take care of, the low maintenance or sleeping plants, right? Those plants that we can't really kill.
Yeah, your home is a living environment, so the more life you bring into it, the better you're going to feel mentally, physically, and emotionally. So plants are one of the simplest and cheapest longevity tools that we have.
Yeah, so think about, and this is something I'm taking note of right now myself, adding in just 5 to 10 plants in our home, thinking about those rooms that we spend the most amount of time in. So I'm thinking already our kitchen area, the living room area, adding in some of those plants in those spaces first, because that's where you're spending the majority of your time and are able to enjoy those benefits that you get from having plants in your home.
All right, so if you have a plant setup, please be sure to tag us in it. We'd love to take a look at it and see how we can improve our plant setup as well. Thank you for joining us this week on the Superhumanistic podcast. Make sure you hit that follow and subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And check us out on YouTube and socials. We'll see you next time.
Bye.